you did need it? Yeah, no, thank you for that. I don't want to go by memory. My memory's not good. But I do want to let you know that all right, here we go. So our first person we're going to speak about is Mr. Michael Hall. He's the founder and CEO of Digital Grass. Hall's business mind has been launched since the age of 9. At age 19, he dived into the works of his own business venture. Now is, of course, like I said, the owner and founder of Digital Grass, but he's also the owner and senior managing partner of Medium 4. One of the reasons why I have him here is because of hashtag W3R, which he'll tell us a little bit about, and that's the combination of his technology innovation and also photographers showcasing the disparities in technology in Miami, Florida, in Miami-Dade County, and he's going to put that to photography. And I thought that that's a great way to engage us as artists and also those of us that like to get into technology. Michael oversees the development of technology and marketing solutions to build and brand companies from inception to execution. He continues to open up his curiosity in ways of building up businesses and staying in tune with the community through various technology-based projects. Now he is, like I said before, he's the who's who of South Florida for business development and technology innovation. Creatively, he has opened up the door for tech and art with photography through hashtag W3RTech, an innovative technology-based initiative that covers telling stories through photography of the disparity between technology businesses and minorities. Those are the stars in the front line. You can always go to digigrass.com to learn more about this. Next, we have Mr. Derek Daughtry. Can you go ahead and wave for us? Not only is he a poet, wow, he's an actor, playwright, arts educator, artistic director, and spoken word artist. He's a writer, as I stated, with over 15 years of entrepreneurship skills. Daughtry now serves as the director of poetry programs with the Jason Taylor's Omari Hardwick Blue Apple Poetry Network. Daughtry has been an intricate part of taking on South Florida community by storm flooding the schools and classrooms with writing. The schools have extend out to other towns and cities and states and has funneled other prominent programming from other states such as Lauderdale, which we brought in April, is inaugural. Round of applause for that from Chicago. You can always see and hear more about what Darius is doing with the BLUEPEARLFLIFF.com. Next we have Miss Judy Ireland. We had to have some female in here. She's a poet, professor, author, LGBT activist. Judy Ireland is a native of Lauderdale, Iowa. Congratulations for being here. We appreciate that. Where she attended Central High School, subsequently matriculated at the University of Northern Iowa for a degree in English. She has her master's from the University of Miami, go UM, the Hurricanes. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. Ireland previously worked for the Healthcare in Jupiter for over 10 years. And now she is an LGBT activist. Ireland has been an active member of BLAST, the leader group since 2009. She is a published author, poet, an adjunct professor of writing at Palm Beach County State College in Lake Worth. So her special interests with BLAST are the writing and book notes. So we appreciate her for coming out and doing so much in South Florida. Some of the work that she has appeared in is Palette, Saranac Review, Flips, Cold Mountain, Hotel America, and other journals. Definitely look for her with the Palm Beach State College, and you'll let us know. I have your article, but you'll let us know exactly which way we can stay connected with you. George Gatson, last but not least. I think we need another round just for that bow tie. Just looking so sharp. George Gadsden is a sculptor and author. He also works in small business development here in Broward County. He's a self-taught artist. Gadsden has been sculpting, painting, and designing awards since 1981. He's a former banker. Gadsden decided to explore the creative arts as a way to relax. And then 30 years later, he has been a prominent person within the Fort Lauderdale community. His work has appeared in numerous public places within South Florida, including also the White House as a Christmas ornament on their national holiday tree, the NFL, the JM Family Enterprises, and International Swimming Hall of Fame, to name a few. As a business consultant, he is here to combine art and small businesses together, and he continues to be an exemplary model for artists, entrepreneurs everywhere. He's also an author. He is writing a book, Time Management for Artists. He's been on the show to talk about that. So we appreciate all of our panelists for being on the panel with us today. So, first question. Our first question I always ask on the show is, what does it mean to be an artist entrepreneur? Do you consider yourself an artist entrepreneur, and what does that mean to you? You can start with you. You're so eager to get started.
I think one of the first things is knowing the difference between art and being an entrepreneur. There's a clause between what I see as a no starving artist clause, and a lot of artists only know how to pursue their actual talent. So if you only know how to pursue your talent and you don't actually understand the business behind your talent, it's almost virtually impossible for you to actually make money. So to tell you the truth, how we started this off is I came over to her and I said, you know what? Why don't we move the panel to the main stage and allow people to listen? And it's because I think a lot of times people have the most valuable information and resources in front of them, and they actually don't pay attention. So maybe I'm biased, but I think this is the perfect example. There's probably at least 30 other artists over there that's trying to figure out how to get their career to the next level, and you have a wealth of knowledge that you would pay anywhere from $125 to $500 an hour to get the same knowledge that you're about to get for free. So you can be an artist entrepreneur, but it's like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I am the businessman. So you have to know how to separate it, because if you can't work both angles, you're never going to be that successful. You will always be a starving artist. So I will tell you, tonight may be crude, but it's because I've seen something that's happened over the last 7 days that could revolutionize how art itself will work as a format of making means of money. So that's why I'm interested to see the artistic group. And we are checking not just minorities. I do want to say this from sitting by you. We focus on minorities, women, and the LGBT community. So anybody that has been systematically discriminated upon, that's who we focus on.
I guess myself an artist, knows a poet. So my lifetime poetry income was not directly from one design. So I've always tried to find another way to finance my life and still continue on with my art. I think our community needs us to do both. They need us to take care of ourselves, manage our lives, and also put our art out there for the good of the community. And however you can manage to do that is great. If you have to have a job and then your poetry or your art is your second job, you have to be strong, you have to be determined, and you have to be a good time manager in order to be able to do both. Carlos Williams, the famous poet, who's also a doctor, he talks about the fact that he had 2 full-time jobs, and then he didn't tell health was wrong in order to do both of them. So I think as young artists, rather than trying to live a double life, that would be the ideal. And I was on the panel, I talked about how to go back.
It took some time for it to click, but it finally clicked. So today, I don't, and for years I've always said I do not wear the label of a starving artist. Words are very powerful. So I do not wear the label. In 2008, I decided, okay, I'm out of the boat, and this is how I make my living. My wife and my daughter is in college, but I think changing our mindset, staying the course, it doesn't happen overnight, not giving up. There's a project I'm working on that I'm already alluding to. I'm doing a 12-foot bronze sculpture. I started discussions with the nonprofit who ultimately were instrumental in getting this project done 6 years ago. I just signed a contract 2 weeks ago. So as a business person, it doesn't happen overnight. But persistence, seeing your vision, seeing your goal, and you let nothing stop you. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. What matters is how many times you get back up.
What was the question again? Don't I'll make sure I answered it properly. What was the question again? Okay. Alright, cool. So sure. I guess when I think of the idea of being an artist entrepreneur, that means from any sort of artistic endeavor I do, I may make more than a penny. And so by making some money off of something I do artistically, I'm an artist entrepreneur. What I found and capitalized on some different things. So I'm a writer, actor, director, poet, all that kind of good stuff. But that's not how I eat necessarily. That supplements, how I eat. But I was a former educator, and now I run a poetry program. So I'm using my artistic skills and then my educational background to be able to, eat and put gas in my vehicle and everything. So I want to say this too. Like, I'm so happy to be on a panel, and I'll say this, not only for whatever I can say to anybody, but I'm always in a position to want to just learn as much as I can. That's why I had my man Monino give me this pad and pen, so I make sure I take some personal notes myself, so that I can walk away with some more knowledge and maybe make a lot more than a penny on what I do. So, but yeah. So I hope that answers the question. Cool. All right.
Thank you. Yes, Darius, you did answer the question. We actually helped with some of the segues. Now, one thing that we find is that the reason why I asked you that question is because I find that when people meet you, they always ask, what do you do? And when you say that you are a poet, when you say that you are an artist, a musician, they might look at you a bit strange. I mean, they might look at me a bit strange. I don't want to put anybody else out there. But they might say, well, no, what do you do for a living? How do you survive? And they find it very ironic and strange for you to say, no, this is actually how I survive. So that's why I wanted to display different artists, some that this is solely what they do, such as George, like Darius that has a day job. But what's crazy is that some people that have a day job, like Darius and Judy, their day job is what they do. They're involved in poetry, that's what they do. It's okay to do that, but there are other avenues, such as Michael has done. But people don't understand that, and there's these positions that are open. And we had a fellow that's part of, he's doing a fellow at Harvard University, and he's like, I just looked it up in Google. You know, that's how I saw grants, and I just applied. We have another one who's a cultural diplomat. He's like, oh, I just went on their website and applied. You know, there's so many artists right now that are on Career Builder looking for a janitorial job, and there's nothing wrong with janitorial jobs at all if that's your calling, you know what I mean? But so many people don't get that they can look outside of the box, and that question, your response, Jerry, has helped us to answer that. So, Michael, I personally love technology. I follow Felicia Hatcher like all the time. She's like the godmother of technology development here in South Florida, and I just follow her around because I just understand that artists really need to take their position in this world of technology. You don't really understand the gold mine that you have. If you can find someone who develops an app, and you can find someone who develops websites, they need writers because they have the technical side. They need the art side to make things look pretty. They need the art side to make words happen. So South Florida, and Michael will attest to this, is the next Silicon Valley. If it's not already since May, it's been like that. And I hate going to places and being the only artist there because I'm like, I can't do this by myself. I don't even know how to do this. You know, but I follow them because I know that is the next trend. And if we're looking to make that $1 billion that we want to, it's possible in technology. And we all know it. And there's only about 2 poetry apps out there. And now here's an opportunity for you to grow. Okay, so that's just food for thought on that. So, Michael, can you enhance on that topic where artists you feel can find their way in Silicon Valley?
I guess one of the bigger things is we have an app by the name of Curator that uses computer vision software to actually identify the art, and once the art itself is identified, the actual art can be printed in about 120 different ways on different materials. So it's an art merchandising industry. You guys may remember the earthquake in Haiti. Philip Bedard made a line with Donna Karan where she used his artwork to produce her 2012 line. That line did about a couple of billion for her, for Donna Karan itself. So that's more so to say you have to learn the elements of merchandising, licensing, and building an actual brand to ever make money. Most artists that I talk to, if you go into music, they only want to make the next hot song, and that's what they're focused on. Nobody's thinking about the sound that makes when the Apple computer comes on. Somebody licensed that sound, and they're getting paid every year a royalty check. So they never think about the fact that you might be a poet, but Coca-Cola needs somebody to write the transcript or the verbiage for their next commercial. I've seen too many artists try to chase a passion without understanding the business. And I think like you would actually be a great example. If you're a banker, the one thing you understand is money. If you're a banker, the second thing you understand is art is one of the highest ways that rich people move money because of the value of art itself. So that's where it goes back to what, if you don't understand the basis of how technology makes money, it's not just because a lot of people download your app. And I think in South Florida, I've seen a lot of people make apps and not make a business that happens to use an app to run their business. So if you just make an app, that's what you'll have, an app. But if you make a business where the app is the forefront of your business, that's a whole different topic. So I think for artists, they need to think, I don't want to just put poetry, but I might license my poetry. I might allow people to use my poetry in different formats. I might allow it to be used in a print format. So you got to know the business behind whatever you're doing. Because there's only going to be so many Picassos, there's only going to be so many John Michael Basquiat, there's only going to be so many of the greats that will flourish while they're actually alive versus your art being something amazing when you die. So.
I think technology works a little bit different for me in writing poetry, and I think that what you're talking about is really the future, and people really need to go there. For poets who want to submit their work and be published, and that's their goal, is to have a publishing career as a poet. Technology, now we can do simultaneous submissions, We don't have to mail something off by U.S. Postal Service and wait 2 months for an answer before we can mail it out again. We submit online. There are online listings of people who are looking for writing. Some of them are willing to pay, some of them are not. There are people whose business it is to help you figure out where you should submit your work and which kinds of magazines and journals will help you go up the line where you're in more and more prestigious journals all the time. So I think technology has changed the world of poetry significantly. The volume of publication, I think, is the potential for that is huge now as compared to in the past. And I think finding things that you can do with your art that are marketable is very important, and probably something that most poets have not pursued to a great degree because we kind of stay behind the scenes and write our stuff. But for young artists, I think it's a great idea.
I had lunch today with 2 artists. I just met them. And I love to use the phrase, I don't care if I'm famous. I care if I'm happy on the way to the bank. So, here's the key. I've met artists who felt like, well, you know, you sold out to capitalism. Well, let them think that way. I'm still true to my passion. I'm still true to what I do as an artist. But at the same time, I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. But I am learning to look for opportunities. I self-published a book in 2013 of poetry. And to think outside of just the book, for those of you who are here who are poets, think in terms of not only writing for the Coca-Colas or the Hallmark stars, but think, and I'm in the process of doing it. I've taken some of my poems, I've taken them along with my photographs, I've placed them on canvas so that people who love that poem with that photograph can now hang it on their wall. So, at the same time, how can you take what you've done as a poet, have it done in an open space, a public space, placed on a wall? I do a lot of public art. So taking what you do in a small studio environment and thinking bigger, how can I take that and apply for a grant and get it out there to the greater public that can go on a wall? So if you feel like, well, I don't want to sell out, then I won't see you on the way to the bank.
So, like, I want to kind of speak to that, right? As an artist, like, I'm an artist, and I sit and spend a lot of my time on my art. Like, and every once in a while, I have to like kick myself from the behind, and like, all right, you spend a lot of time creating this, but what are you doing with it, and how is it? And ultimately, as an artist, as a writer, I want to get my material out to as many people as I possibly can. But Michael mentioned a Jay-Z line. I'm gonna use the one as well. As a line of the song, he says, like, "How can I help the poor if I'm one of them?" Right? And that's kind of what I want to use my art for social change and to create opportunities for other people. But if if I'm starving, or if I can't get to the venue because my car broke down and I can't afford to fix it, or I'm not in a space mentally, because I'm not happy, because I'm not living the lifestyle that I want, then how can I really be of benefit to anyone else? And so I kind of have to really start thinking in those terms, and even I went to a recent, anybody that hasn't done this as an artist that's here, they do this thing called the Artist Entrepreneurial Institute, and George was one of the presenters there. And so, just going there and just hearing, what a lot of presenters and different artists have to say, was beneficial. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I am all for what they're saying, as an artist. And if you don't know what this, like, I actually have a degree in finance. I have a degree in finance and English. And, before I was a teacher for 10 years, and before that I was an accountant for like 3 weeks. I have to constantly remind myself to separate the idea of being an artist and being so focused on being an artist, because I guess if I lived somewhere where I didn't like to shop at Express or eat good food, then it wouldn't really matter, right? I could just, I don't have to worry about what my art is doing. I can just walk around in barefoot and go to the park and do poetry and be cool, But since I like AC, and I like good food, and to be able to, do things for my nieces and everything, then I have to really think about, okay, well, what do I do really well, and how can I get paid off of what I do really well? And that comes like taking a self-inventory of your skills and saying, okay, well, these are my skills, how to flip those skills and be able to eat off that.